Hi there, students. To beg the question. Okay, this phrase can be used in two ways. One of them, some people say, is wrong, and I will explain all this in a minute. Let's see, most people understand begs the question means that something raises the question. You're talking about going on holiday to Mexico for 3 months, but that begs the question, how are we going to pay for it? Okay, this is the way most people use to beg the question. It raises the question, it stimulates us to ask this question. The boss came in and told us that he just signed a contract for a lot of new work. But to me that begs the question, we're already working at full capacity. So how are we going to cover this new work? It begs the question. Okay, so that's how most people use it. And some people say that using it like this is wrong. Now, apparently, originally, this phrase was used by Aristotle, and it's saying that somebody is assuming that something is true without arguing or proving that it's true. To talk as if something is true, but without showing that it's true. So, for example, it could be circular reasoning. British products are best because they're British. That's circular reasoning. And this is actually the real use of it. Aristotle said something asking for the initial thing. This is begging the question. To en arche artistai. Okay, to assume from the beginning, or in Latin, petitio principii. So you can also use, we also use this phrase to beg the question, meaning to sidestep the question or to fail to answer the question. So this is probably halfway between the two different meanings. Several people were hurt in a fire in the warehouse last night, but that begs the question, raises the question, what were they doing there in the first place? Okay, so let's see, to beg the question, I would recommend that you use it in the wrong sense, meaning to raise the question. This raises the question of, we're going to plant thousands of trees in the desert, but that begs the question of how we're going to water them. So maybe it raises that question, or if the person assumes directly that there's enough water in the desert to keep these trees alive, then that's the right one. They just keep on arguing as if it's obviously true. So that begs the question, it avoids the question, it doesn't answer the question, or it assumes that this question has already been answered. Okay, so to beg the question, either a statement or situation that causes you to ask another particular question. To talk about the company's future begs the question of whether the company has a future. Or the technically correct one, but the one people are mostly not going to understand, to talk about something as if it were true, even though it may not be true. Okay, so it's to assume that something is true, that you've proved something is true, without actually doing it. Okay, so to beg the question. Anyway, enough. if you enjoyed the video, give it a rating. Actually, no, wait a second. To beg the question, how full is this? I think I'd probably give it a 5.5 in formality, maybe a 6 for the meaning to raise a question. But if you're using it in the other way, I'm probably going to give it a 7.5. This is philosophical. And then, as I said, this comes from a statement originally by Aristotle. But I think I would recommend using it meaning causes somebody to ask the question. If you're being smart and writing a really good essay, then maybe to assume something is true even though it's not, or even though it's unproven or unverified. So now I can finish. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. To beg the question.